Hello, guys, welcome back to another interesting episode of Love Real Moments Show. And today, like we always do, we are also having a very interesting topic that I know you're going to love. But before we talk about the topic, I want to introduce you guys to our guest, Mr. Bolaji. Thank you very much, sir, for coming on the show with us today. So we're going to be having him talk to us about balance and balancing life, career, and love. But we're going to go in depth after our commercial break. So please do well to stay tuned until we come back. Thank you very much. Welcome back from that short break. So today we are talking about a very interesting topic in life. If you're, having a goal of becoming great or becoming a person of renown, you have to be able to balance your life, because there are so many things that happen in life that make people imbalanced, make them unstable. So today we want to talk about a very key issue, which is balancing life, family, and career. Striking that balance, which is very important in the life of every individual. So today we're going to be talking about that. So Mr. Bolaji, please, I want you to throw more light on this topic. What do you think balance or balancing life is all about?
Thank you for having us on the show. I think this topic is one of the most important parts when it comes to relationship and life. It's very essential that individual of us try our possible best to balance these three equations. So we're talking about love life, that's our love life relationship. We're talking about our work and personal growth. Let me quickly give you the link before I will not talk about the balance. Your personal growth is your primary assignment as a young guy. If you are above 40, 50, that you should have developed yourself very well, which means you do less on personal growth. Altogether, your personal growth will help your work growth. You cannot get some promotion if you don't have some certificates, especially in Nigeria. You cannot get some promotion if you don't have some skills, especially in UK and US. So, meaning that your personal goal is more important for your work. If you do not have a good job, you will not be financially stable. If you are not financially stable, your relationship or marriage will be shaking. For you to be able to balance them up, you must be able to do a schedule that will give you all-round cover. Now, what does that mean? I will give a little breakdown along the line. 1, how do you plan to grow? This is another year. How did you plan to grow? 2, the work you are doing currently, how demanding it is for your time, and how many time do you have left? Then the 3, the relationship you are in, how committed are you, and how you plan to committed more. So let me bring these 3 together. Now, I will use a very practical example. Let's say you work in a firm, you have to resume work by 8 o'clock, and then you close by, let's say 5, let's say the traditional way, 5. Trust me, during that workplace, let's say you have an ethic work. Now, there are a lot of work that you go like that, but you still have a lot of time during the week. You just go there, for example, now, mini security work, you just go there, it's not every time they give you work to do. You just go for morning and sit down, you can learn something there. But let's assume your own work. Let's start with people that have a tough work. Once you finish work by that 5 o'clock, you get back home, let's say 6 o'clock, 7. You can easily program yourself to learn something new for the next 2 hours every day. Now, 2 hours every day may look small, but I can guarantee you that in a month you are far better than a lot of people. Now, what do you need to do with that 2 hours? Simple. You can decide to make a list of what you want to research on. I can set, for this month, I want to know much about AI because I'm into tech, and I list. So I take the day I want to do research on what is AI, what are the top AI. I break down what I want to do. So when I come back for that 2 hours, I can hold my phone, depending on what works best for you. I can decide to use my table, I can decide to use my bed. Table will be better, you can sleep up on bed, but it depends on what works for you too. Then I focus on 2 hours and research on AI. Do you know that I can just be doing online research on AI to grow myself? Now, in this case now, I am developing a personal growth, even though I'm not satisfied on it. Me, I do that practically every day of my life. Sometimes, let me tell you my own worst scenario. Sometimes, if I'm trekking from my office to the house, that's the period I start doing research on some things I plan to do research on, and I know I will not be able to do that. Secondly, those research should be in line with what you are doing in your current work or what you are expecting a promotion for. Don't waste resources. So that whatever you are doing, there is a place for implementation in your workspace. I don't know if I'm communicating. So if you do 2 hours, you can even enroll for a course. There are a lot of online courses. I can just decide to say, okay, I've learned now, but there are parts they are not giving me the details. Let me go for any online course or physical course. If I pick any of them, I can pick physical class, weekend class, Saturday, I'm just saying, throughout this Saturday, I'm learning something. In that case, I'm developing myself. But mind you, as I'm developing this, I must make sure that my work is not lagged. That's why I'm not putting it throughout the work. And I must make sure that the work I'm learning is implemented on my job at the moment. So that so that I can practicalize my growth at my workplace. Now let's talk about the relationship. Because I'm building these two, that shows that if I have done it well and God have helped me, because you can do everything and God will still decide not to have mercy. So let's assume I've done the two and God decided to have mercy. In reality, if God decides to have mercy, I should be making more, at least a better figure when it comes to income. Meaning that money should not be much issue. I'm not saying you'll be a millionaire, I just say you will not really lack basic money. Now let's come into relationship family. Since I have decided I'm going to work from 8 to 5, I get back home, let's say by 6. I decided to make sure that, let's say, from 6 o'clock till, let's say, 8 o'clock, I'm with my family. If you don't have a family, you have a friend, you have a family, you have someone you are going out with. Call them. How are you? How have you been? How did you do today? How's every work? So how's your day going today? How's the work doing today? Input your word of affirmity there. Discuss what you want to become. Are we together? In that case, now you've carried them along. They will not say they don't hear from you for that day. If you are staying with your family, as you are going back home, buy a gift. And when I say buy a gift, I'm not saying you should buy something packaged. It can be as small as buying just fruits. Just buy something as a routine. You go home that unite all of them together. They come together. They are so happy to have it. Then you have conversation with them. If you leave office by 5 o'clock, you get home by 6. Within 6, 7, both of you can have those conversations. If you're a Nigerian man and you buy like me, we don't eat early. All this 6 o'clock eating. I'm not into 8 line. So you end up eating your food because we don't even reach house by 6 o'clock. So you end up eating your food, let's say around, let's say because of the kids, if you have kids, if both of you are just together, around 8, some 9. Even sometimes in my own house, 12, depending on what we are doing the next day. So now, let's say you eat around 8 o'clock. Medically, you are not supposed to go to bed immediately you eat. So now, you that you want to grow, what you will do now is after you finish eating, relax more. At least anything you do within 7 to 8 or 9 with the family is more than enough. Then from 9 o'clock to 11 or to 12, go and do your personal growth. You will discover that by 12 o'clock you went back to bed. Wake up around 6 or 7 the 7th day, you have spent 7 hours in sleep. If you wake up by 7 o'clock, when you wake up by 6, you have used 6 hours sleep, which is more than enough. Then your day started again. In that case, you balance the whole equation to make sure that you are growing every day. You are putting whatever you are growing, you are implementing in where you are working, so you stabilize your work and you'll be able to get a promotion. And you are not leaving your family out. And if you are not married, you are single, it's not an issue. Follow the same pattern. You see that time when they are doing lovey with their family, do it with your partner. If your partner is close by, just go in there. But if you are not married, I would suggest that if you want to do that with your partner, immediately you left work, go there, spend 30 minutes to 1 hour and leave. Don't stay due tonight. Anything can go wrong. But if you are married already, then problem solved. And if your partner is far from you, I'm trying to cover all the 3 dimensions. Problem solved. That same set of period, carry your phone and call. So it's easy for you to call your partner and say, sorry, I have something to tell you, or sorry, this is the conversation I want to have with you. Can we discuss this today? Can we discuss this tomorrow? Now, this is very essential because the more you carry everybody along, the better it is for you. So Those are the basic aspects you should consider in whatever you are doing. Unable to consider that is a big lockout for you. Now, if you can balance these three, you discover that at the long run, you will not really have any issue with both parties. Your works will be able to be stabilized. You'll be able to have a better growth for yourself. And at the long run, you'll be able to build a better relationship of it. Now, mind you, when you are building growth, make sure that whoever is your partner is building the growth with you. Because if your partner is not picking the growth, then it's become an issue for you. Because you will grow like this and it's like this. So now it will be difficult for both of you to have a seamless communication. So my personal advice to you is, as you are balancing the equation, to make sure that you are growing. Whoever is your partner should be able to grow in line with you, so that both of you will not have a different gap. Because you can balance the three, and then the second person is not being balanced in the line. So you become a bigger issue. So if you have any other issue, you have any other challenge, we'll take it up on this channel. Over to you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. It's really a privilege to have you on the show. Striking a balance is very important, and just like you said, you have to make sure you carry every single aspect of your life along to make sure that you're able to live a balanced and a stable life. I believe that if you apply all these principles, you'll get the results that you want. Thank you very much for staying tuned, and see you on the next show. Bye.